This is a paper that was actually born in the previous G4G conference. Since I went to him, well, I learned about the existence of this journal, and I went to Craig and I asked him, well, I have these things about this Portuguese author. Would it be interesting to send it to the Journal of Mathematics and the Arts? He said yes. So this is what I'm going to tell you about. Now, before that, there is this sponsor moment. Let me try here. Yeah, I have to talk a bit about the things that we've been doing at the Portuguese Conspiracy. We have these proceedings of the previous Recreational Mathematical Colloquium, which took place in Lisbon last year in January. The proceedings are for sale here, and there will be another one this coming year in January. This meeting has been called since last year the Gathering for Gardner Europe. So we'll be very, very happy to see you there. And if you want to know what it's about, you can look at the proceedings that we have here. Now, back to that conference, there will be the Combinatorial Game Theory Colloquium just after that, also in Lisbon. So if you're interested in that, you can get 2 for 1. And we have this Recreational Mathematics magazine, which is now published by De Gruyter, which is online, which is open access, and you can read it at this website that you can see there. Finally, we have a book that we published recently on magic with cards. And unfortunately, the book for the moment is in Portuguese, but hopefully in some time we'll have an English edition of this. It's just a collection of tricks with cards, which is organized, I would say, from the easiest to the most complicated ones. And 3 of the authors are here. Okay, back to our topic, Almada Negreiros. So this was a Portuguese author who lived in the 20th century. Here's a picture of him in the 40s, and here's a picture of him wearing an aviator suit at the Futurist Conference in 1917. As you can see, very much an avant-garde person. And I'm going to show you a couple of works that he did. These are murals. This is public work. These are murals at the maritime station of Rocha. And as you can see people and boats and things like that, but the style is somewhat geometrized. So the figures kind of remind you of Cubism. They're not really Cubist, but they're informed by Cubism, let's say. Here's another one. This is a very famous painting of Fernando Pessoa, who is a Portuguese poet. And again, you can tell it's a person, and there's a table and those things. However, there is a very geometric tone to the painting. Now, this is not by chance. I mean, Almada has been interested in geometry from a very early age. And in fact, he thought there was a set of constructions, which he called the Canon, the geometric canon, which presided all art throughout the ages. This is a display saying that this form here kind of informed the art from Greeks to European Middle Ages and Renaissance at the very end. And through, I think, for, 50, 60 years, he tried to put these canonic elements together using geometry and just producing constructions that would bring these elements together. Now, these elements, he has a pretty large collection of them, but I'll just talk about dividing the circle in equal parts and constructing rectangles with given proportions. Here's an example. By the way, he would draw, but he would not explain. This is the cover of his collection called Language of the Square. He would use the lemma that you see here reads no text, no enigma, no computations, no opinion. So he would not give any explanations. And so you find this among his work, and you have to figure out what this is. So there's a 5 over there, there's a 10 over there, and there's a phi here on this diagonal. And what he's telling you is that he's dividing, through this construction, he's dividing the circle into 5 equal parts and 10 equal parts, starting from here, and that he manages to get 2 golden rectangles, one here and one here, out of the same construction. This construction is analyzed in your gift item, so you can just look at it's a 4-page booklet. You can look at it and study it. Here's another construction in which he has the chords for the 9th part of the circle, the 10th part of the circle, and the 14th part of the circle, again coming from the same construction. And the approximation for the 9th part is really, really amazing. The error is 0.001%, Okay, you probably know that you can't really get an exact construction. This is one of those things that you cannot do. However, this is really an amazing feat. Now, here's another one. I'm not going to go through this one, but I just wanted to tell you that his constructions could be very, very elaborate. And what Simon and myself, Simon is a friend of mine from Fine Arts, what we've been doing is try to understand what's here and which constructions are correct, exact, and which are approximate. This is his last work. This is what we're doing right now, trying to understand what's in here and what's the geometric content and the historical content. We've gotten through, I don't know, probably 60 or 70% of it, but hopefully in a couple of years we'll have this done. This is a very large artwork, by the way. This is 40 feet by 7 feet high, so it takes a long time. So if you want to know more about this, there's this paper that Craig mentioned about Almada, which is published in the Journal of Mathematics and the Arts, and there's another one about the nonagon. And finally, there's a book which we've published. It's still in Portuguese. The images, though, are not. It's over there. You can take a look at it if you want, and in which we collect the interpretations for a few of the drawings. Thank you.